Good Tuesday morning, guys. My name is Jerry Miller, and welcome to Real Talk. This is an insider's guide to real estate life and the pursuit of happiness, live on Facebook and on Instagram. It's great to be with you. It feels like a Friday.
Definitely.
Let's get the man in the mix, Judah Whitcower. He's our director, but the man I'm talking about is this guy, and look how handsome he looks right there with the elf ears. Can you do it again? Look, I mean, which one's cooler, yours or mine?
You know.
I think yours is cooler.
Well.
I mean, this is for a woman.
Oh.
That's for a male.
We're moving on. We're moving on.
How are you, my friend?
I'm doing great, man. You know, 100% right. Today is Friday. You know, we're blessed. We're gonna hop in a plane, all masked up, and go see our daughter and our new son-in-law out in Seattle, and we're super excited about it. We've all been COVID tested, so we're good to go, and we're gonna go out there and spend some time with some family. I'm
good for you.
Looking forward to it.
You've earned it. Best year in company history. You finish it by hanging out with family.
I finish it by hanging out with family. We do that every year, but this is interesting, and we've got a super duper. So Yonna and I celebrate Christmas on Christmas Eve, and that's really a great question for the feed.
Oh yeah, what's the question?
The question would be do you celebrate Christmas on Christmas Eve, or do you celebrate Christmas on Christmas Day? We kind of did both, but it depends on the traditions. The European tradition is to celebrate it on Christmas Eve. That's kind of when it's celebrated, gifts are exchanged and stuff like that. And the American version of it is on Christmas Day.
We're going to do a gift or two for Trey on Christmas Eve, and then he's going to come down the stairs on Christmas Day.
Sure.
For more.
So how late you gonna let him stay up?
Well, my wife and Trey are leaving on the 26th for Long Island, and I'm coming up on probably the 31st because I have to work that week.
So I'll work on Realtor, and you work on Long Island.
Long Island.
Long Island.
Long Island. That's where my wife's family is. They're leaving the 26th,
Good.
And then I'm going to come up on the 30th. So the plan is to keep Trey up as long as possible.
So you're not spending the whole week there?
No, I have to work. Someone's got to pay the bills. You know what that's like.
I feel guilty about that much.
You don't feel guilty at all.
About that much.
Yonna goes, I know what you're coming from, Jerry Miller. I know where you're coming from. My husband likes shiny things and gadgets and puts it on the credit card over there. And bike parts. I guess they're components, right? Are they components?
They're expensive.
They're expensive.
They're expensive.
It looks like you're doing some serious riding. You look trim.
I appreciate that, but I'm trying. I'm trying to lose this extra couple of few pounds that I got, and I just can't.
What's your preferred walk-around weight?
My preferred walk-around weight?
Yeah. You know where like the body's...
No,
yeah.
I got it. About 20 pounds lighter than I am right now.
So what are you, like $190?
I'm right at 2.
Okay, and you want to be a bone 80?
Bone 80. I'll take 185, though.
185 is good.
I'll take 185.
Because what are you, like 6'1"?
I used to be 6'1". Now I'm like...
6 foot?
Little under 6 foot.
I mean, $185 at 6 foot's not bad.
No. But that's just me being a bit.
Of a prima donna? Is that what you're going to
really?
say?
Really? I'm trying to keep my Christmas spirit up there, brother, but you're not helping it out much at all.
Judah's laughing. Okay, my friend, the questions are coming in. We're going to talk about...
I don't know if I want to talk to you.
Christopher Eagle's watching. Say something to Christopher.
Hello, Christopher Eagle. How are you?
How are you, Christopher Eagle?
Merry Christmas to you and yours.
Yes, Christopher. The future is very bright, Christopher Eagle. The future is very bright.
I just can't look at you. I got to look down. I'm sorry, Instagram. I'm going to stare at you. I can't look up at him with that.
You like my stuff, Facebook and Instagram? Keith looks great with his.
It's the ears. I don't know. Are they supposed to go this way or this way or?
Your colleagues are saying, all right, let's get to the Wine Street house.
Sure,
Janice wants to talk. Michael Plecker's watching. Andre Xavier. Neil Williams said, ears to you, Keith Smith, instead of here's to you. Ears to you.
He's such a smart dude.
Neil Williamson is the man.
He's just a smart dude.
Neil, I sincerely mean that. I think you're the man. We would love if you graced us on this network.
Oh, yeah, one day we'll get him here. But I was on a Zoom call on him, and he kept on calling me Mr. Smith, and I was like,
"Where's my dad?"
Exactly right.
Yeah.
Hold it. Oh,
Neil was calling you Mr. Smith?
He was, yeah. He was being all official like.
And you're like, dude, we're friends.
Well, the people on the call
understand.
I was he was doing the right thing.
We chattered. All right, Janice, we're going to get to it. We're going to get to it, Janice. We're going to get to it.
Janice is chomping at the bit here.
She's chomping at the bit.
So we're going to pick up from the question. There was like 9 or 10 questions left over.
I'm going to use 9 or 10 from yesterday.
Okay, cool.
And then the questions from the original post that had 173 comments.
Wow.
Yeah.
So what I'm hoping to do today is a bunch of two-way chatter.
Yeah. That's what we want to do. So,
Plus I
guys,
got
join
stats.
us at the conversation. We're going to talk about this. Why don't you get it on screen? First, I'm going to ask you an open-ended question about this house. It's 224 Wine Street, Judah, in North Downtown. I'll give you the specs. Went on the market with Lindsay Milby at $589,000 asking price, 1,054 square feet, North Downtown, my friend, 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms. The lot is like 0.09. It's not even 0.1, right? 0.09. $559 price per square foot. You start, I learn from you. Anywhere you want to go.
I think you were spot on yesterday. I think you were comparing Kelly
Yep,
to
he's got
wine.
that too.
And, I took a close look at this particular home. They, I pulled this up. They bought it in 16 for $330. So there's well north.
They bought it in 2016
for
$330,000.
$330,000, yeah.
That's Wine Street.
That's Wine Street.
Okay.
And they put well north of 200K into that, probably closer to 300K.
Yeah.
300K in it. So I'm not, I'm depending on what their circumstances are. That I would bet you they have pretty close between $250,000 and $300,000 worth of work in that house. So when you were trying to compare that to Kelly Street at, I believe it was $450 or something along those lines.
$470 sale price.
$470.
And it's a total gut, I don't want to say gut job. You know what I mean?
Well, I've been
in
in that house. There's $200,000 to $300,000 worth.
You've been into Kelly Avenue?
If you want to make Kelly look like wine, but here's the deal. You also, I guess you could on wine add another bedroom, right?
Yeah.
Right. You could add square footage to it, which is only going to increase that number any higher. But
You have to go up though.
Not necessarily.
On 0.09?
You could go out a little bit.
Okay.
You could go out a little bit. The setbacks over there are like 5 foot on either side of the property, but not a whole bunch. But yeah, Kelly, conservatively is a couple $100,000 to really jazz that up as far as features go and conditions. You just won't. You won't be able to make wine into Kelly because of square footage. But, we talk about this all the time. It's the 5 things, right? It's location, price, features, condition, and then now timing. And that house hit it. But I ran some numbers, if you don't mind jumping to slide 2, Judah. So based on what you were doing on the show yesterday, I broke down almost every neighborhood in Charlottesville. And we'll talk.
Oh, that's the most expensive neighborhoods topic.
You brought that up. I thought that was a great topic. But if you do slide number 2, Judah, North Downtown 2020, 12 sold, 14 days on market, median sales price was $645, 3 bedrooms, 2.5 baths, roughly 2,100 square feet. Again, so that's median. That takes out your high and your low of everything to include square footage. To kind of get into the middle of it. But
the ladies from Women Changing Our World just put on Instagram, you can buy a brand new house, 4 bedrooms on my side of town, which is the south side of town. Kelly lives in Mountain Valley Farm behind Mosby. 10 minutes from downtown for that price.
So that's Albemarle.
That's Albemarle County, yeah. But she's saying it's 10 minutes from downtown.
Yeah, well, we talk, so 10 minutes, you drive till you qualify, right? And I suspect at the end of the day, and I'd love to get into some of these questions, we talked about this yesterday, this buyer profile, I'd almost suspect.
Oh, it's a retired couple.
Came from the Northeast somewhere, or Nova, or some other location, sold, probably a UVA grad if I was betting money. And do that, but it was one piece that you missed out of the equation is people come here because it's cheaper on the taxes too.
Right, that was a good point by you. Put that in perspective.
Yeah, so Long Island, for instance, is about between where you're at, between the property tax and the school tax, with the 2 separate taxes, $30,000, $25,000, $20,000. There's people up there that and just working, blue collar kind of folks that pay more in their property tax and their school tax than they do their mortgage. So they sell their house, They net out $400,000, $500,000, $600,000, whatever it is. They come down here with their retirement. Their taxes are like laughable compared to that.
Right.
Traffic to them is laughable.
Cost of living
is
laughable.
Is laughable.
Their monthly payment.
Everything is.
And they're just sitting on money.
Or they've done a swap, right? They've sold this, they bought that, but when you factor in all the cost of living items and the taxes and their retirement, say they're retired cop or fireman or whatever, or teacher or something like that, their cost of living, they pretty much got it set until their final move in their life.
Do you think Wine Street should have had a 6 in front of it, the list price?
So I'll be super curious. There's a little bit of time, right, between pending and close, and things can happen. I suspect either it's cash or there's a ton of cash involved in it on that end.
Why do you suspect that?
I just
it's the market we're in.
It's just a gut. No, I just think I think the buyer, that's where they came from. I may be totally wrong. I may owe somebody another bottle of Booker's on this, but I think that's where the buyer is. If it's surely not one of these buyers that are doing 97% financing, right?
No.
Because
the home went under contract in less than 2 days.
Well, that doesn't mean it's a cash buyer.
Oh, really?
No. That doesn't mean it. That really doesn't mean anything. You just won't know that until it closes, and then you take a look at the MLS. And my friend, partner, and now president of CAR, I just found out yesterday that I'm going to be the liaison on the MLS committee for CAR. And I want to give you a bit of a shout out. Our MLS for CAR, for South Association of Realtors, is super robust. All this data and all this stuff we did, we just have this great tool and ability to do it. It's not Zillow, right? Zillow shows you houses and maybe give you some stuff, but this stuff I was really able to dive down into individual streets and so forth and so on. So you gave a shout out on your show yesterday. I want to reciprocate, give you a shout out.
Thank you, Sean. Sean Galligan, hello, welcome to the broadcast. I think he's watching. Sean, are you in Connecticut? Sean Galligan, hello. Live on Facebook.
What part of Connecticut?
Yeah, what part of Connecticut, Sean? Let us know. Michael Plecker is saying on Facebook, hopefully those who are looking for a tax haven, so to speak, as Keith is mentioning, will want to keep taxes reasonable here, but that doesn't seem to be the case. Thoughts on that topic?
Oh, he's talking about the taxes going up here?
Yeah.
Well, they're going to go up.
They're going to go up. They have to.
They always go up.
Yeah. Well, and we're facing a budget deficit. And our number one source of income for the municipality is real estate.
Well, Mr. Williamson will be able to give us exact numbers, but most jurisdictions don't hit the sweet spot of this 30% commercial. So that means a majority of the jurisdictions are considerably higher. I believe the county that I'm from, Fluvanna, is in the 90s. Over 95, if I'm not mistaken.
You're saying 95% of the revenue from Fluvanna County is from real estate taxes?
That's exactly. Property tax and real estate tax. Or personal property tax, too.
Right.
Cars, that kind of stuff. Right. So, we talked about this on the show before. For those who don't understand this process, sometimes people will say, well, the tax assessed value is here, but the market value is here, or vice versa. One really has nothing to do with the other. One is just a function of numbers, which is the assessment end of it, right? And so all the jurisdictions are going through their budget process. So this is what we're hearing, right? We're hearing we're short on money, and these are 2022 numbers, not 2021 numbers, because they set their budget in July.
Mid-year
on that stuff. So what they'll do is they'll set their budget, they'll set their property tax assessed value, which Mr. and Mrs. Smith received ours, and mine is reverse. I wish I could sell my house for what my tax assessment is.
So yours is higher than market value?
More higher than market.
Mine's lower than market value.
That's a good place to be.
Yeah.
And then what they'll do is they'll set the tax rate. So the first two.
But you can petition that.
You can. We were so close. We were like $10,000 off. It really wasn't. We're not going to make a difference on it. Some people are hundreds of thousands of dollars off, and that becomes a big difference. We tend to, as real estate agents, we tend to get a lot of phone calls this time of the year from our friends and tell me how to fix this. So what they'll do is they'll just combine, the assessed value, the total assessed value. They'll set a rate to equal the budget, and that's it. appraisal is market value, right? What people can buy and sell homes for, what the actual market goes. So that's two very different.
Vice Principal Dave Henry is watching in Fairfield, Connecticut. Fairfield watches the show all the time.
My daughter is in Norwalk.
His daughter's in Norwalk. Vice Principal Dave Henry. I believe he's a vice principal, Dave, correct me if I'm wrong, Bridgeport's schools, the Bridgeport School District, but lives in Fairfield. He says, Jerry and Keith, those are Fairfield prices. You know I love Charlottesville, but those are Fairfield, Connecticut prices.
But ask him what his
that
taxes
you guys are talking about. Dave, what are your taxes? Let us know your taxes. He says this is a Fairfield price point for what he's at. What do you think about that?
No, I know it is because I just helped our daughter buy, it was a couple of years ago, our daughter buy a house up in Norwalk, which was under this number. Now, it was a little bit larger land, but yeah, it's the acquisition, the sales price is probably not much different than up there.
He says his taxes are just over $10K,
yeah,
and he's got roughly 2,000 square feet.
And does that include your school tax and your property tax, or just the property tax?
That's a good question. Give us an insight into those taxes, Dave. So Fairfield, Connecticut prices. This is coming in from one of your colleagues that says price per square foot is not a metric you want to use when it comes to residential.
That's exactly right.
Is that true?
At price per square foot for that, it's also a number you never want to use for new construction.
Price per square?
When you're talking.
Why? Because it scares the hell out of people?
No, because it varies so much, right? And particularly in the custom builder world, right? You know, what you get and how. So, do you want gold fixtures, right? Or do you want chrome fixtures? Two very different dollar amounts that go ahead and do that. And the design has a lot to do with it on the new construction side, right? So if you're doing like a rambling ranch of 5,000 square feet, that's considerably more expensive than a two-story with, say, 2,000 and up, and it's going to be 2,000 and down to 2,000 and up.
Really?
Oh yeah. So that's a show into itself.
That is a show.
So what the cost of construction is going to be.
Explain that to me though, in a nutshell. Why is that more expensive? Why considerably more expensive?
A ranch?
Yeah. A 5,000 one-level ranch, like a rambling rancher. Is that what you said right there?
We flying with our little wings and stuff
we have
that. Yeah, so...
That's more expensive than a 2/2?
Yeah. So just think about it. Your footprint is bigger, right? So I'm putting a bigger foundation, and I'm doing bigger excavation. Everything is on one level. It's always cheaper to stack one over the other. The cheapest square footage
is basement, right?
Is the basement.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah.
Cheaper square footage.
I learned from you.
That's
oftentimes the home that is on a basement is not seen as valuable as a home that has a second floor. You know what I'm saying? One home basement, it's underground, and then one home second floor above ground.
Well, I would disagree with that.
You think basement?
Well, I think a ranch on a basement, particularly if the master bedroom, well, it would be on the first floor.
Yeah.
You appeal to a little bit more buyer profile across the thing. You appeal to somebody like Yonna and I, who wants to be on the
empty nesters,
and then you particularly kids. We raised our children on a split ranch. Bedrooms were on one side, master bedroom. It's gonna be kids' bedroom on one side, master bedroom on the other side. Living area was in the middle. You know, it worked good. Get to your side of the house. We were on our side of the house, and worked out okay.
Did they stay on their side of the house?
Well, you've locked the doors between it. It worked out perfect.
You didn't do that, Keith Smith. Alex Bragg says this: Keith, with the amount of businesses closing their doors and the cost of real estate being what it is, I'm not confident about what CVille is going to look like on the other side of this COVID thing. Please change my mind, Keith.
Wow. That's a great question. So it's a he or she?
It's a guy. He's a musician.
So he's saying that when this is all over,
he's not sure what Charlottesville's going to look like with the businesses closing their doors and the cost of real estate being what it is. And then he said, Keith, change my mind.
I don't know if I can. It's going to be different. It always is different. Right? It was when we had the real estate depression, because I call it a depression, between 2008 and 2010, everything changed after that. And it's going to be the same thing here. Things are going to change. I don't think real estate's going to change. You know, I think real estate is tracking. I think interest rates are staying low. I think this is going to happen. What you've been showcasing on your show is, I think when you start looking at, downtown North Downtown, medium sales price is $645. Belmont is $363. Johnson Village, $357. Fry Springs, $363.
These are median sales prices
These are
in
median
city
sales-
neighborhoods.
City neighborhoods.
What's
yeah.
the most expensive? It's Rugby, right? It's got to be Rugby.
Hold on a second. Hold on. I tried to say paper. Rugby.
Yeah.
903.
803,
903.
Did you hear that, Facebook and Instagram? Median sales price in the Rugby neighborhood is 903.
So
903,000. That's got to be the most expensive neighborhood in the city.
that is the most expensive.
Okay, I'm going to keep I'm using the whiteboard you gave me.
There you go.
So Rugby's number one. Is North Downtown 2?
No, Venable is 2.
Really?
Venable is 815.
What exactly is the Venable neighborhood?
Well, if you go to that intro map.
Yeah,
So
you have the map, J-Dubs?
I pulled off of the.
Look at the screen, Facebook. J-Dubs, you got that on? Okay, it's on here. I'm looking at it too here.
So I pulled off of the
This
police.
is nice, Keith.
Yeah, I pulled off of this. You know where this came from?
Where?
The City PD website.
Yeah? Mm-hmm. Very nice.
You know, I wish I had a magic answer for the gentleman who asked that question. I don't. The only thing I know is certain industries are just not coming back.
I mean, and he's a musician.
Yeah, I get it.
So that's, where he's coming from.
I know exactly where he's coming from.
He hasn't played any gigs because of
COVID.
COVID.
Totally get that.
Yeah.
And what we need to do is support these folks the best way we can on do that stuff. So I as you know, we're pretty well connected with the folks over at Dairy Market, and I pitched an idea to them to do so because they got these beautiful open spaces
For musicians?
for musicians coming
Yeah,
in.
Berto and Vincent?
Yeah, Berto and Vincent, whoever.
Alex
to come in and do that. So they're going to start that somewhere around March.
That's awesome.
To do that kind of stuff.
So you're saying the Rugby neighborhood is one. If you could put the map back on for the Facebook viewers, the Venable neighborhood is the second most expensive in Charlottesville?
That's right.
And then North Downtown is 3?
I didn't number them on the thing. I should have probably done that for you today.
North Downtown's got to be 3.
North Downtown 645. I'm going to say you're spot on. That's number 3.
Okay, and then 4, what's the 4 spot? 4 spot's probably a Belmont?
No, actually. Belmont is, hold on one second. Hold on.
Locust Grove could challenge.
So Belmont's 363. So believe it or not, the Greenbrier Charlottesville High School region.
Wow.
So that's kind of up around John Warner Parkway and all that stuff. They're at 422.
So that's 4.
Excuse me? That's number 4. That's number 4, yeah. So they're on 28 days on market. 28 units were sold in 2020. 11 days on market, 422, 4 bedrooms, 2.5 baths, roughly 2,300 square feet.
Another one that people are putting on the feed here is, Jerry, ask Keith about the Lewis Mountain neighborhood around UVA.
So we can't break that down to that Lewis Mountain altogether, but what I did on that is that's part of this 10th and Page.
Lewis Mountain is part of 10th and Page?
Well, see, part of the struggle with this is what you call Lewis Mountain and what I call Lewis Mountain may be 2 different things. So somebody's going to have to explain that to me. I don't have a Lewis Mountain on the...
Lewis Mountain is the one kind of like is it the Catholic Church over there by UVA?
I know exactly where it is. You know what? That's the one I didn't miss it. That's on the other side of Emmett Street.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't catch that one. I
bet you that's high dollar.
Yeah. That's
because of UVA.
Yeah, this stuff, even though the MLS is great, this was 3:30 until the time we rolled out this morning. So I'll look into Lewis Mountain for everybody. I don't know that, but that's on Ivy Road. So that may take the spot.
I think Lewis Mountain, if we look at it.
I don't know if any fellow realtors looking at it, but I did this via the map search tool and just did a Paragon. So maybe somebody can take a look at that and find out what single family detached has sold in Lewis Mountain and share with that.
Yeah, real estate agents that are watching the show. Real estate agents watching the show, help us on Lewis Mountain, the Lewis Mountain neighborhood. We're looking for a median sales price, the Lewis Mountain neighborhood. Help us, real estate agents watching the show, please. More comments coming in. This is from Claire Sullenberger. She says, Keith.
Sullenberger?
Yeah, Claire Sullenberger. Yeah. Only 43 single-family homes for sale in Charlottesville City as of Friday. That's got to be record low, right, Keith?
That is a record.
That's from Claire.
That is a record low that from the way I've been tracking them. And
Good comment, Claire.
As of this morning, it's 30.
Shut up.
So, but that's single family detached. So she may have.
She did it Friday.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
well, that may include the attached, which I did not include. These are just single family detached as of this morning.
There's 30 in the city of Charlottesville.
And they're ranging from a low of 275, a high of 1.8. The median the median list price is 545.
Get out of town. What's the 275?
Oh, you'd have to ask that.
The 275 in the city? That's got to be a total.
Actually, my dyslexia kicked in. It's 257.
257 in the city.
In the city. So that is.
Where's that?
1519 Rosa Terrace.
Where's that at?
That's a great question.
1519 Rosa Terrace?
Rosa Terrace. Don't have an answer to that.
1519. I'm going to see if I can find it on my map here. More questions coming in.
My magic elf ears are not working as far as GPS is concerned.
This is another question that's coming in. Jake Hilton, Jerry, ask Keith's take on the comparison you did with 611 Kelly Avenue and the Wine Street home. That's from Jake Hilton.
Yeah, well, I think we talked about that earlier, but did we talk about it again? I think the Wine Street is a value for the right client, right? Everything is done, everything is finished.
It's turnkey.
You roll into it, you get done. That's somebody looking for 2 bedrooms, right? So this is I think the buyer profile is Keith and Yonna Smith. A master bedroom. The second bedroom is an office / children come, walking distance to everything. I'm living off my pension or my 401 or whatever I am. I'm probably a UVA graduate. But that Kelly Street, I suspect, putting my build-a-developer elf ears on is about $200,000. Like that. That was good, huh? Yeah. Build-a-developer.
You think it's $200K to get a $470,000 Kelly Avenue up to speed? That takes it to $670.
It's you can live in it now. It's
Sure.
But if you want to,
but not in North Downtown. The person's going to.
Well, if you're comparing apples to apples, right? The finish level, but you have to factor out a little bit the fact that it's 2-bedroom versus 3. Right?
Yeah. Yeah. Bob Thatcher, that house would be $95,000 in Ohio, fellas. It's a different market, Bob. We understand that, but it's just a completely different market, Ohio to Virginia.
Yeah. Well, so but that goes back to my 5 things. It's location, right? You could take that Kelly Street house and pick it up and put it in Nelson County, right? Or 20 minutes away, just like one of the viewers said, and shave hundreds of thousands of dollars off of it, depending on what you're doing. It's all about the location.
Janice Cavanaugh.
Thank you, Janice. I've been waiting for you to chime in.
Janice Cavanaugh, the remodel job is exceptionally well done. The home is on a beautiful street. The buyers on this house are not the same type of buyers who want a big house on a land outside the city. The buyers of this house want to walk, they want to enjoy the city, they want to get out of their house and not stay inside. Use the same comparison to those buyers who buy a compact car and those who buy a Suburban. Nothing wrong with either one. It's a buyer's preference. That's well said.
Well said. Buyer preference, or maybe the difference between somebody buying an EV and a truck, right? They're going to walk to everything. They're probably going to bike to everything. I mean, it's Mr. and Mrs. Smith would love that house. I just can't afford that kind of dollar value, right? That's just a little bit outside of our reach. But, I think, to put on my land trust affordable housing elf ears, you said something yesterday about diversity. And where is the musician going to live? Where is the teacher going to live?
Where's the policeman?
Where's the policeman going to live? Where is the
firefighter? Means a lot to you.
Sure. And unfortunately, it's going to be this drive till you qualify. I despise that term, but it works. And that's what's going to happen. And one of these conversations we have with affordable housing all the time with all these elected officials that I'm part of, and Neil was part of this too once recently. You just can't have that conversation about housing without incorporating the transportation component to it. And then there's a third component to it, which is the education component.
Schools.
Right, the schools, right? So it's this...
Crozet, that's why it boomed.
So it's this trifecta. of, not only is it the cost of the house and the property and all that stuff, but how am I going to get to and from work, right? And then how is my school systems for my children? And it's not if it was a simple answer, we would have been not talking about this right now.
Right, exactly.
Right.
The feed's blowing up with agents. You want more comments from your
Yeah,
colleagues?
because I want to know how far off I am.
Do you want to get the man, the myth, the legend in the mix? He's watching.
I would love Mr. Guthrie's opinion.
Michael Guthrie, Lewis Mountain Road between Alderman and
Mr.
Emmett.
Guthrie, hold on a second. He tried to put that moniker on me, but I threw it back at him.
Michael Guthrie says Lewis Mountain Road's between Alderman and Emmett. And he also wants to know about the Hilltop Road neighborhood. He says the Hilltop Road neighborhood should be in there. Michael Guthrie, what do you see as the most expensive neighborhoods in the city of Charlottesville?
So what's Hilltop Road?
Hilltop Road neighborhood is where he's bringing it up. Michael, where's the Hilltop Road neighborhood? I got the map in front of us here.
So I may have rolled that into either Rugby or some other.
Rugby, number one most expensive. According to his numbers, Venable, the second most expensive neighborhood.
But Lewis Mountain I think
Lewis Mountain's number two.
Yeah, I totally missed that. So I don't know if Michael could get on Paragon and.
Sarah Buczynski's watching.
Yeah.
Can someone get on Paragon and tell us about the Lewis Mountain neighborhood?
Please.
Please, someone, and give us the
Please.
price point there. More comments coming in. Christopher Eagle says, "How y'all doing?" Sarah Hill.
Hey, y'all.
Sarah Hill Buczynski says it's location.
Yeah. Well, yeah. It's always, but it's the other four things too. You got to have the right price. You got to have the right features. You got to have the right conditions, and timing is everything.
Ray Cadell, fair market value. Buyer wants to buy, seller wants to sell, neither in a distressed situation of any kind, and they agree on price. That's fair market value.
But I hate that. I will never disagree with my good friend Ray, but there's a third component to that.
Which is?
The banks.
Oh, the appraisal.
What the lenders are willing to lend. And I,
Not if it's a cash deal.
A cash deal's a different story. Cash deal's a different story.
Do you think this home, because you know real estate, it's got to go through an appraisal process.
I know ears.
Do you think this home appraises for roughly $600,000?
Well, first of all, it doesn't. If it's cash, it doesn't.
It doesn't have to, right?
Now, I think I know the realtors on both sides of this, and
Lindsay.
And they're pros on this, and I'm sure that they probably wrote some language in there that the house has to appraise for full contract value. But Ray's 100% right. In the old days, meaning like before the implosion or the recession, my argument always was if you've got a qualified, ready, enabled buyer and seller, and they come to terms and they sell, that just set the market value. But there's a third component in there, and that has to appraise.
Vic Bright is watching, and he says Charlottesville has no true middle-class affordable housing for middle-class people. Change my mind, Keith Smith. That's what Vic Bright just said.
So
I love the dialogue.
Thank you. 10th and Page would be that. There's 14 units sold, 12 days on market. Medium sales price was $235, 3 bedrooms, 1 bath, 1,100 square feet. So that might be an area. It depends on what price point we're talking about here. But according to HUD, the median sales, the affordable housing for 80% AMI is around 240, 225, 240, depending on the family and all that stuff. But that is literally the lowest single-family detached. Now there's some attached product that you can get a little bit lower than that. The next lowest would be Locust Grove at 376.
Locust Grove?
Yeah.
376.
Yeah. So we're looking at the median sales price for Charlottesville. I'll find it here. I got it all. Is 392.
That's crazy.
So who was saying that yesterday? 400?
Yeah.
Andre.
Andre. Yeah, starter home. He's going to have a 4, Andre said. And Andre's watching right now.
Yeah, so, you're going to have to, find something in 10th and Page. And by the way, you take a look at the homes at 10th and Page, so this is a bit of a contradiction to Ms. Brzezinski's, Sarah's statement. When you take a look at the units that are for sale or sold in that area, they all need substantial work.
10th and Page.
10th and Page, substantial work. on that. So you can acquire a 235.
And then you're going to have to put $200K into it, at least.
Or, whatever into it. So you're not, you're not acquiring and moving in. There wasn't a single, I looked at all 4 units that sold in 10th and Page, and every one of them needed help.
10th and Page, I think that neighborhood, especially with Dairy Market, especially is it Shannon Worrell? I think Shannon Worrell, formerly of the Worrell family who owned the Daily Progress.
Sure.
Shannon is the one that's developing that 10th Street warehouse,
Sure.
Peloton Station, Mud
Sure.
House, the apartments
Sure.
above it.
Sure.
That little neighborhood is cool and popular and close to everything. That's going to be potentially a new Belmont waiting to happen. 10th and Page.
I think so. I'm trying to find. Hold on a second.
You think
here.
that's going to be a new Belmont?
I think it is a new Belmont. I think it is becoming a new Belmont. So Johnson Village is at 357. I would say that's probably the next closest affordable. So it's a substantial jump. Right, but the homes that are being sold for 357 in Johnson Village, there was 6 that were sold, roughly 1,600 square foot, 3 bedrooms, 2.5 bath. By and far, were move-in ready, for lack of a better term. They had a little bit of touch-up, renovation or updates in it. Maybe you might have to get another heat pump or something along those lines, versus the 10th and Page area, and you have substantial more property up over that. Fry Springs, I was super surprised at.
How surprised of what?
The number.
Fry Springs neighborhood?
Lower than I thought.
Can I try to guess?
Go ahead.
You're saying median
Well,
sales
you got
price?
the notes in front of you.
I
got it.
Median sales price in the Fry Springs neighborhood?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'll say median sales price of the Fry Springs neighborhood. I used to live in Redfields. That's Albemarle County. Fry Springs, city of Charlottesville. Fry Springs is up and coming. I'll say median sales price in the Fry Springs neighborhood is $335.
Wow. 363.
363.
Very well. Well done. 24 units, though.
I'm shocked that it's that.
4 days on market. 24 units sold. Median sales price is 363. 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, 1,600 square feet.
Your colleague Sarah Hill Buczynski's coming through in the clutch. Sarah Hill Buczynski, thank you. Ready for this?
I am.
3 sales, Keith, in 2020
Lewis
in
Mountain.
the Lewis Mountain.
Mm-hmm.
And she says the median sales price, Keith, is $625,000.
It didn't win.
So Lewis Mountain's 2 then. That's ahead of Venable.
Yeah, Lewis Mountain is number 2. Thank you, Michael Guthrie, for calling.
That was Sarah.
I know that, but Michael pointed it out. Or somebody pointed it out.
So
Yeah.
Lewis Mountain is in the 2 slot.
Yeah.
That means Venable goes down to the 3 slot.
That's exactly right.
Venable has a higher median sales price than North Downtown?
Yes, it does.
That shocks me. Does that not shock you?
Nope, not really, no. Venable's pretty high. 815 on Venable.
815 on Venable?
21 units sold, by the way. 8 days on market. 3 bedrooms, 1 bath, which is an odd thing. I may have miscalculated. I may have mistyped that. 2,600 square feet.
That's nuts. Kate Lucas, welcome to the broadcast. Another real estate agent watching this. You have a hell of a lot of real estate
North
agents watching the
Downtown
show
was
right now.
645.
Barbara Lundgren wants to know, does price per square foot, this is a good question from Barb. Hold on one second, Barbara, so I can read this whole question for you. Barbara Lundgren says, does price per square foot factor into land farms? It would make sense not to use this when describing a larger property.
Yeah, so I don't know which agent said stay away from square foot.
Quentin Beckham on this show.
Yeah, but just recently an agent chimed in on.
Yeah, let me see if I can find that.
But in any event, stay away from square foot. It's
Quentin said that on this show.
Yeah, square foot is just it's just a bad matrix to determine.
I mean, it's more a commercial metric.
Commercial, I would agree.
It's a commercial metric.
Commercial's a different animal.
Yeah.
Oh, I agree 100%. But single family, it's just, or attached or detached or residential, it just, the 2 things you should stay away from is tax assessed. You should know it, of course, right? And square footage. It just skews the thinking, in my opinion.
This is from Chris, not Christopher Eagle, another Chris watching the show. Chris, is it Minkus? He said, isn't tax assessed value a good metric for determining the price of selling your home, Keith?
Nope.
He says no.
Nope.
Chris.
Nope, flat out no.
A lot of people have that misconception.
No, absolutely.
Because you have to change their mind. You have to explain it to them.
We have this conversation on a regular basis. It's it's tax assessed value is just those words. They're for tax assessment, for the taxes on it. You need to pay attention to it. You need to look at it. It's market value. It's the appraisal. It's what the realtors or the real estate agents are looking at. What we're doing here. What Michael Guthrie, with all the agents going through that, are looking at Sarah on that stuff. These are the experts that determine what the value of it, and then ultimately the buyer and the seller. I think Ray said that. It's the buyer and seller determines what it is. The tax assess is purely a function of math. They're trying to figure out how to pay their bill.
Andy Wilfong watching the program. Andy, this is a hot topic, okay? The feed's blowing up. Andy Wilfong says, Keith
I don't know.
Smith,
I can never see it.
He says, Keith Smith, does Park Street not make the list?
Park Street, I do have a Park Street, and I lumped
That's
that,
part of North Downtown, right?
I lumped that into North Downtown.
Yeah, that's part. Locust Avenue. Are you including Locust Avenue, Keith Smith? Someone's saying.
So we've got a Locust. Well, I call it Locust Grove on that end of it, and
Locust Grove, guys, is on the other side of North Downtown, kind of toward Pantops, but still in city limits.
Correct.
That's a great neighborhood.
So that's a 376, and it's if you can, Jude, if you can put the map up, it's so difficult to do this because these neighborhoods kind of blend, right? What you and I think of a neighborhood is different than what the government does. So I use the city.
That's good.
The city PD map, right? This is the city PD map as far as that. And what I did is I just drew around their lines and did a search.
Our buddy Harold Hertz watching the show. Man has a home on Wine Street, he's saying, and he's loving the discussion. Watching right now, Harold.
We're going to talk after we get back from Seattle.
What's up, Harold? Good to see you.
Thank you, Harold.
Give the show a like and a share. Welcome Real Estate 3 to the broadcast. Hello, my friend Marina. How are you, Ms. Ringstrom? It's good to see you here.
I would love her feed on.
Marina, thoughts on the discussion? Put it in the feed. I see Marina all the time. This is an interesting discussion.
Yeah, you kicked it off on the show yesterday. I just kind of ran with it for today.
Multiple people are saying, get Kelly Avenue back on. Flip the pictures of Kelly Avenue. Multiple people are saying the remodel for that is well over $200,000.
Oh, yeah, sure. Yeah. If I would do it, it'd be 200.
Because you're in the game. You know it.
Something like that.
Yeah. Locust Avenue is not Locust Grove. Locust Avenue runs parallel to Park Street. That's what Barbara's saying. Locust Avenue runs, so that's part of North Downtown, Barb.
Yeah. So it just that is a prime example of what I would call Locust and what the city's calling Locust Grove. So the Park Avenue, we can do this literally street by street by street. We'd have to have that'd be great for the 70s. What are we doing?
Oh, the telethon. February 19th. We have to get on that. I have to get on that.
I just got to show up.
I know. I have a lot of work to do. Me and Susan. We're planning a 24-hour telethon for February where Keith and I are going to make an attempt to raise $150,000. $150,000 gets you how many? On 10th and Page?
Five homes.
So if we raise $150K in a 24-hour telethon, you can build 5 affordable housing houses.
Absolutely.
That's awesome.
It's the land acquisition portion of that.
Oh, so the $150K is the land?
That's the land, yeah.
Understood.
We have the vertical money already.
You have the money for construction, but not the land?
We have not the acquisition number.
The land is $150K? Is that a deal? Or is that fair market value?
That's to me, a deal. I'm getting 5 homes on one lot.
On what kind of, how much is the land that you're buying?
You'd have to ask me that. I can't remember the size of it.
Okay. Probably under an acre.
Oh, without doubt. It's
like 0.5, right?
Yeah, it's under an eighth, I think. I can't remember the size, to be honest with you. You'll ask Susan. She'll know.
Susan Steinmart, let us know. Susan Steinmart, we love you on this program. Offer your perspective. Multiple people are asking,
to be fair, that 150 also includes some utility work, and so we've got to bring 5 new utility connections and 5 new water connections and 5 new electrical connections to this lot.
Hannah Larson, Keith, what is the most expensive street in the city of Charlottesville? That's hard to say. That's hard to say, Hannah. I would say the most expensive street, one street in the city of Charlottesville. You come up with one and I'll come up with one. I have mine already.
You know,
What's the most expensive street in the city of Charlottesville? It's got to be one of three.
well, I got to tell you,
I think it's either Rugby Road, Park Street.
Lewis Mountain just rocked my world. So it's in Lewis Mountain somewhere.
I don't think the most expensive street is in Lewis Mountain.
I bet you it is.
Are we making a bet?
Sure. I'm just not going to be back for another week. That's all.
All right, you get to pick two, and I'll pick two.
No, but we can probably do this now because Sarah's in the.
Sarah, what's the most real estate agents watching the show? I think the most expensive streets in the city of Charlottesville. It's one of three, is my bet. The most expensive streets in the city of Charlottesville is either A, Park Street, B, Rugby Road, or C, those brownstones between Beer Run and C&O.
Yeah, but those are attached.
Yeah.
So we're looking at detached. I would.
Those are like 1-4, those brownstones.
Yeah. So and that's a bit.
Are the brownstones attached? Are there not Are they all attached?
Some are attached and some are not attached. So it's a series. If we were looking at total product, that's probably the most expensive street.
Those brownstones.
Yeah,
because there's nothing under $1 million there.
No, I would think, the market is the market, right? I guess I grew up next to railroad tracks when I was a kid because of my window, the L went past.
Damn, we got a lot of people offering perspective on the most expensive streets.
Yeah, I'm curious.
Give us the most expensive streets. I love this guy. Tom Woolfolk is watching. You want to know what Tommy's doing right now?
Having a cocktail?
It's 11:05 in the morning.
He's celebrating. He's not the freaking president of car any longer.
Yeah, Tom was president during COVID.
He's moving on.
We love Tom Woolfolk.
I think
Tom
he's
Woolfolk
drinking.
says, I'm cutting firewood for Christmas Day, and I'm grooving on Keith Smith and Jerry Miller. I'm real talk.
In the ears.
We love you, Tom Woolfolk, on this program. Multiple people are saying the most expensive street in Charlottesville. Barbara's saying Rugby. Your colleague John Updike says Garth Road. Garth Road's not in the city of Charlottesville.
It's not.
That's
no.
Albemarle County.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that one doesn't count. I'm gonna say it's the brownstones. Justine Montgomery says Hilltop Road, Keith Smith.
All these are great answers. I looked at the neighborhoods, not the streets. My elf ear powers are not working at this point.
John, what's up, dude? I love you too. He says, I can't wait to buy a place in Charlottesville again. Love you, JM and Keith.
And who is that?
It's my buddy.
Yeah, buddy. You got a buddy?
Yeah, I do have a buddy. John, are you in Nashville right now? John previously, and I don't want to blow up your spot too much, John previously was renting the really dope apartment above Maya Restaurant in West Main. John is a man about town. I believe he's in Nashville doing music right now, working for nugs.net. Is that right, John? I think that's right.
So how's Nashville these days?
Have you been in Nashville?
I have.
It's awesome. That's where I did my bachelor party.
That was a long time ago, though.
Yeah, Nash Vegas.
I like
Did you know
Nashville.
that's the bachelor and bachelorette party capital of America?
I did not know that. I prefer Memphis over Nashville, though.
I've never been to Memphis.
Oh yeah, I'm a blues fan, so
Is Memphis great?
I love Memphis.
Yeah?
Good food, good booze, good music.
Dr. Tripp Stewart, one more thought, guys. I would not sell my house for $558 per square foot. I love my house. I love my neighbors. I love my location. I could not replace it anywhere I would rather be.
So that brings up the question that we've been talking about for some time, right? So the curiosity I'd love when that transaction's all over at Wine Street to find out, just for curiosity's sake, and then for the sake of a talk show,
Yeah.
to find out where that seller moved, where that seller went.
I would love to know that too.
Yeah.
I think when they move in, you and I show up, we knock on their door
With our elf
with
ears.
our elf ears.
I'm pretty sure.
Where did you move from? Why did you buy this house? Did you know it was the talk of the I Love CVille Network and Real Talk?
I'm pretty sure I'll lose my license by the time I walk off of the front porch. So good luck with that.
But people are saying, Jerry, tell us about these brownstones you're talking about. Is brownstones a good word for do you call them brownstones?
Oh, man. You're asking the wrong guy.
I think they're brownstones,
I grew up
right?
in Brooklyn where the real brownstones are.
But isn't that what they're trying to do? The row houses at C&O?
Yeah, so let's call it modern day brownstones.
Modern day brownstones. That's
they're
Core and
not-
Capshaw did that, right?
Yeah, correct. So
Core and Capshaw.
Yeah, so they're not, let's call them brownstones, but they're not real brownstones.
John Updike says in the city it's Park Street. Most expensive
Yeah,
street.
so it seems based on my notes, Park is kind of flowing up. John, you know what? If you were on Paragon right now, sitting in your desk in the crow's nest on the top floor of the Roy Wheeler building,
Are you on Paragon right now, John?
just put in Park Street and see what the total's up to for 2020.
I bet you it's either Park, Rugby, or the C&O row houses.
Yeah,
Those Rugby roads are like,
Yeah.
I mean, it's ridiculous.
So the struggle that he may have when you take a look at that is the turnover is not huge, right? So you're going to have to go back. There may not be a huge turnover in 2020. Again, I just did regions on this.
This is a good stat from your colleague, Sarah Hill Buczynski. Looks like she's
rocking.
on Paragon right now.
She's rocking.
She's rocking. Sarah Hill Buczynski, you're making the show better, Sarah. The highest priced home in the city of Charlottesville to sell in 2020 was on Blue Ridge Road, $2.6 million in the Meadowbrook neighborhood. Darn, that is a lot of money. I'm going to repeat that statistic for anybody that's watching the show. This is from Realtor Sarah Hill Buczynski, one of the best in the game. The highest priced home in the city of Charlottesville to sell in 2020, Blue Ridge Road, $2.6 million, Meadowbrook neighborhood.
Well,
that's a good stat.
Well, the most expensive that's on the market is one
right now.
$1,875,000.
Where's that?
On 425 Northeast 2nd Street.
That's downtown.
Yep.
Whereabouts is that?
Oh God, you'd have to ask that.
Well, this is 4th Street, right here.
Correct.
So it's just closer to
so I'm
Pavilion side.
I'm thinking that's probably either North Downtown or...
Kelly, is that the home you showed me yesterday? Kelly Jackson, are you still watching the show? She
think
showed me that home.
I believe that's North Downtown.
What's the address of that home?
2nd Street. 425 Northeast 2nd Street.
425?
The next one up at 1.75 is 576 North 1st Street. But just to look at...
Yep, that's the home Kelly showed me yesterday.
That's in North Downtown, I think, right?
425 2nd Street Northeast. That is. You would
North.
probably North Downtown.
That's North Downtown.
Yeah, this house. This house is dope, dude.
So the top.
Judah, I'm going to email you this house we're talking about that he just, and if you could get it on screen, it's going to be in your hearts now.
So the top 3 highest homes on the market right now are in North Downtown. 423 Northeast 2nd Street. I believe that's North Downtown. Yep. 250. God, my dyslexia. 526 North 1st Street. That's also in downtown, North Downtown, and the same with that. Yeah. So you've got, and then the next jump up is on Hilltop Road. Park Street is 1.3, West High 1.2, Altamont Circle.
Altamont Circle is awesome.
1.1.
Lauren is asking Sarah Hill Buczynski. Where is Blue Ridge Road? Blue Ridge Road, Lauren, is in the Meadowbrook neighborhood. Judah, if you can get Blue Ridge, I just sent you that link. I'm asking you to do a lot. I think you're an amazing human being. Thank you for being so dynamic and helping us on the show.
Well done.
If you can get
I am so proud of you.
Thank you.
Well done.
You taught me well.
Well done.
Distinguished gentlemen. If you can get Blue Ridge Road.
It must be the Christmas spirit.
The female, what am I wearing here?
It's the Christmas spirit.
It's Blue Ridge Road. This is what you want to Google Maps, Judah. Blue Ridge Road, Charlottesville, Virginia. And then get a screenshot of Blue Ridge Road, Charlottesville, VA, the maps from Google Maps on screen. Did you get the email I just sent you on screen?
So just out of curiosity, so you know, the $1.85 million unit on 2nd Street has been on the market for 173.
Really?
173 days, yeah. Yeah. So the top 3, 1.6, 1.7, 1.8, all in the North Downtown are respectively 91 days, 81 days, and 173.
That's nuts. It's a crazy world we're living in right now, Keith.
If it's over 90 days or over 80 days, obviously it's priced a little too high.
How about this one from, I'm going to butcher this name. Is it Stefan or Stefan? Let's call him Stefan. I'm sorry, Stefan.
What's his last name? Can't do that.
Sorry, Stefan. Why'd you ask me that?
I just realized when I said it, I can't ask it.
Days on market. What is good to have? What's healthy? Good question, Stefan.
A great question. A better question would be, and since we got a ton of real estate agents on here, what is the the magic number where it starts stopping being a seller's market and becomes a buyer's market.
Well, you said it was anything plus 90 days.
That's my opinion.
Yeah.
Right.
You're saying 90 is
Joe
balanced.
Gentile, right, up in Long Island,
Yeah.
his number was 120.
Yeah, I didn't, okay, no disrespect.
No.
But I
that's
think in
Long
this
Island.
market, 120 is not in this market.
I've always, for the decades I've been doing this here, 90 days has been my benchmark. When we start going north of 60, right, starting approaching 70, 80, that kind of stuff, you're going to start seeing the market change a little bit.
When I see a listing, you got Blue Ridge Road up. Multiple people are asking about Blue Ridge Road.
Just put a little perspective to that.
What number is it?
You just have to Google map Blue Ridge Road, Charlottesville, VA, because people want to know where Blue Ridge Road is in the city. So I think if we get a Google map on there, they can see where it is. I'm trying to get I'm doing it as well, guys.
So
Multiple people are asking Blue Ridge Road now.
So that's great. I want to know too. You don't have the Super Elf TV on.
You know what? I could do that for you, Keith. Watch this. This is for Keith Smith. If Keith Smith asks for something, damn it, Keith Smith gets it.
Well,
Keith Smith gets it.
I'm just a rock, and I'd like to see.
Here we go.
Like
It's coming.
What you're talking
Hold
about.
on. I got to come
to
out.
go back to the days on market thing, right? 2020,
a great
Charlottesville.
show,
Excuse me.
This is a great show.
Oh, we're right. We're doing a show. I forgot.
There's Blue Ridge Road for you on screen. Judah, put it up for the people as well. So it's behind Arby's and Cava. Oh, that's that neighborhood off Barracks Road.
Yeah, got it.
That's a really nice neighborhood. That's an expensive neighborhood. That's the neighborhood off Barracks Road.
I got it.
Kind of like behind Bodo's and Cava and Arby's. That's where Blue Ridge Road is, guys.
And what was the sales price on that?
I'm going back to Buczynski. Sarah's comment. It's on Facebook. Sarah, you're making the show better today. Thank you, Sarah. The map is on screen, so if people watching on Facebook, look on the screen now. Here it is. Highest priced home in the city.
Now I know why you didn't want to put up. I look silly with those ears.
No, you look great. People like it. The highest priced home in the city to sell in 2020 was on Blue Ridge Road for $2.6 million,
Wow.
the Meadowbrook neighborhood.
Yeah.
That's what Sarah said.
Yeah, I would have. I'm learning. Thank you, Sarah. So, but to go back to the days on market question, and
Sure.
we talked about this, I think, on Friday. Charlottesville, again, this is a global Charlottesville 2020 single-family detached, no new construction, by the way. We take that all out of the equation. Days on market's 9. So even if you say it's 60, somebody could make an argument that 60 is the date that it switches over. I think the closer you get to 90, from my perspective, it is. I mean, we're like not even close.
Yeah.
We're like not even close.
This is seller's market.
Yeah. So, and I just, this is, unless there's something god awful that happens, and God forbid it does, worse than what happened in 2020. There's just such a lack of inventory and a pent-up demand. It's just going to take a lot of time to go through this. And I'll quote Michael Guthrie, and he's 100% right. I think 2021 is going to be a good year. I think the sales price, which Lisa Sturtevant agreed to, the volume of it, it's just not going to be the same as 2020 because it's just a lack of inventory. But I think it's going to come in. I think you're going to start seeing 2022, 2023, and I can't believe we're having this conversation that far out.
Yeah.
I've never
I know.
and ever.
That's literally what I was
ever-
just going to say.
What's the chemistry? I'd never, ever, in 3 decades of doing this.
Projected that far out.
Yeah.
So why are we doing it now?
Because people that are way smarter than us that don't wear ears like this are saying that it is. These are people like Lisa and Dr. Yoon from National Association of Realtors. I mean, I'm just regurgitating what I'm reading. But when they're starting, the National Mortgage Association and all these folks are saying this interest rates are going to stay good to 2023. Michael Guthrie's been in this way longer than I have, and I've never, ever heard people projecting out. The other thing that started in 2020, prior to COVID, we were having this conversation last year, if you remember the shows. The industry is just immediately changed to forecasting. Prior to that, that never happened, right? You people like Lisa, people like Dr. Yoon, all these folks would never forecast out. They would, they kind of do rear view mirror. Okay, this is what happened. This is what we think is going to happen. But they're doing very, very specific forward thinking on it, which is, I think is great.
Well, I think the reason the experts are doing that is to help uptick consumer confidence. Because if the Fed and economists are saying that interest rates aren't going to change, they're doing that to stabilize the economy. That's why they're doing it.
Well,
they're doing it to create consumer confidence, to help us rebound.
Look, I'm sure that's part of it, but this conversation started prior to COVID. So this conversation, if you go back and look at the shows, because we've been doing this now for 124 shows or whatever the heck it is.
It's nuts.
It's insane.
Right.
If you take a look at that, we had this conversation December 19, January 20, because I think, and this is a shout out to Charlottesville Association of Realtors, Virginia Realtors, National Association of Realtors, we as real estate agents were asking that of our statistics, folks that were doing this.
You wanted it.
We wanted to what, I get, you got to look what happened, right? History. I just bought a great book called Pale Rider. It's about the Spanish flu in 1918, and the reason I bought it was for some future shows that we're going to do in January, talking about how the nation at that time, I was very specifically interested on how the nation at that time, once, quote unquote, it was over, whatever that meant, how the nation, what it looked like, what went on, because we want to learn from that. Because, it's different. We're not the same. This isn't 1918, right, by any stretch of the imagination. But there's some core things that they were doing, and I just, I wanted to do that. Side note on that, I ordered it online for curbs pickup at Barracks Road.
Oh, you sent me the picture. You should give them that take.
And I had to walk from the other side of Barracks Road, where Scarper is.
Barracks North.
Barracks North, all the way over because I couldn't find a parking spot.
So Barnes & Noble. So you parked at Barracks North to walk to Barnes & Noble. That's how busy it was.
To me, it was no different than the Friday before Christmas of any other Friday before Christmas for 30 years.
That's kind of scary.
It shocked the hell out of me.
I bet it did.
And I'm thinking I'm real smart. I did this on my phone. I ordered it, curbside pickup, and I couldn't even pull up to do a curbside pickup. So I parked, masked up, gloved up, went into it and got my book and been reading it. It's an interesting read. I'll give it to you when I'm done.
Good. I'm excited for that. Dude, does this show...
Oh, my God.
I know, it's 11:21. I didn't even look at the time.
Did you ever get to the 9 questions from last... Did we ever cover that?
I haven't. I haven't even gotten to half the questions.
Got it.
I haven't even gotten to... We just did an hour and 6 minutes, and I just looked at the clock for the first time.
I literally just looked at it.
Right?
Yeah.
This was so easy.
I've been staring at that wonderful...
Well, we had a good topic today.
I was talking about your thing.
Oh, you're talking about my hair. I thought you were talking about the topic of the show.
Well, that too, but I'm trying not to laugh. But yeah.
What are you grateful for? What are you thankful for?
Oh man, how much time we got?
As much as you need.
I am so. The list is long. First and foremost, I'm thankful to the beautiful woman I wake up with too.
Yonna Smith?
Every morning, and. Thankful for my family. Thankful for all my friends in my life. Thank you for you guys, particularly Lisa over there.
Lisa's the dog.
When I walk in, she's super excited. You guys not so much. So I'm just saying, she's super.
The reason Liza the dog loves Keith Smith so much is when Keith is in here 2 days a week, he gives her 20 treats.
Maybe more.
Is that about right, Judah Wickauer? Give or take.
Well, we're on a weight gaining program, her and I.
Christopher Eagle says, Keith, just wait till Chick-Fil-A hits Barracks Road next year. It's going to be nuts.
Oh.
Because Chick-fil-A is going to the Burger King.
I know that.
Yeah.
I didn't even think about that, but oh my God.
It's going to be bananas. Chick-fil-A has got to be the most popular
without doubt
fast food.
It's funny he should say that. I was on the way home yesterday, and, I'm doing 250 going towards Richmond, heading to Fulvana County. And, I'm usually either on the phone or whatever, voice texting something. And I was just driving and just looking around. And it was like 6 o'clock at night when what's today? It was yesterday evening, actually. The line looped all the way around.
Chick-fil-A?
And it just was like there was cars all over the place. And
I was talking with Lee Hughes about this.
oh yeah,
The commercial.
Lee smart guy.
Commercial guy, yeah. He said in the commercial they do this because it's part of the metrics and how they figure out leases. He said the Chick-fil-A by Lowe's, the Chick-fil-A on Pantops, those two
Traffic counts.
do the most revenue
Sure.
of any F&B business in this area.
I believe that.
Me too.
I believe that. I mean, it's a lot of it is Chick-fil-A. You know, what was the joke when we started getting into this COVID in April? You know, just let Chick-fil-A fix it, right? Because they're just amazing. And if you ever really, whatever they're, you know, the thing about Chick-fil-A, at the end of the day, the food really isn't. It's fried chicken.
Yeah, it's fried chicken.
Do you know why people go to Chick-fil-A?
Because of the service.
That's exactly right.
Because of they are trained
That's exactly
so well.
how you can get a 14-year-old, 15-year-old,
Right.
16-year-old in
To
today's
talk like that when they don't at home.
in this world.
Yeah.
Please, thank you. You know,
It's incredibly amazing. And the amazing thing about that business is it's not open on Sunday.
no,
So it's giving up 52 days of year, and you can make a legitimate argument that the business they would get on Sunday could be their peak earning day.
I will buy into that.
Yeah, and they're not even open.
No, and they've got people. They've got the public trained.
Right. They got the public trained.
They got the public trained,
That's right.
and they just won't go in there and do it. But you know, at the end of the day, that's they. You know, we talked about this the other day because I went to pick up some parts from Sean, the Blue Ridge Cyclery, and all that stuff. At the end of the day, people want service, and we'll dovetail Chick-fil-A into every single one of the real estate agents that are on here, every one of the real estate professionals on here, and there are others on it. At the end of the day, they don't want this. This is a great tool.
He's talking the phone for people who are just listening to the
I
podcast.
apologize. Yeah, the iPhone, right?
Yeah.
They want the service. They want to be sold well. They want to be taken care of. They want that. 6:30 in the morning phone call I got today from a client concerned about a home inspection item. They needed a half an hour of my time to go through it, and that's what we do. That's what we do. It's all service related, and every single one of the agents on there, every single one of the brokers on there, they bring their A game to that. And a phone and an app, and I've been beating this drum forever, and I'll continue to beat it, will never actually do that for you. It'll get you there. It'll get you to the front door. It'll get you into the process. It'll get you started, but it's never going to get you through this back end. It's not going to answer a phone at 6:30 in the morning with a husband and wife freaking out over what turned out to be nothing too serious. They just needed the time to talk it out and
Calm
get
it
through
down.
it. Well,
Merry Christmas to you, Yonna. Yonna's wishing you a Merry Christmas and Liza a Merry Christmas. We love you, Yonna Smith. Michael Guthrie says, Les Sinclair was talking about this very thing this morning. How does Chick-fil-A get their folks with such a great attitude? It's absolutely amazing.
people like to be sold well.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, service.
Dude, I will drive out of my way for good service.
Well, that's what I was trying to talk about. Blue Ridge Cyclery. I go to 29 North. I could go to the downtown because it's closer to the house on that end of it. But I go there because I've developed a relationship with the sales folks there. And I said, look, I'm trying to do something. This is what I'm trying to do. And I know I'm going to walk out of there with the right piece of equipment, not pay more, right, than I have to. I'm going to walk out there for the right piece of equipment. And that's what happened.
This was a great show. Judah, thank you.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Same.
Merry Christmas. Happy holiday.
We're off Friday.
I would hope so.
Friday's Christmas.
So let me get this straight. You're not going. Will you be up there for Christmas?
Well, we're doing Christmas here.
Got it.
My wife, my son, and I.
So you're doing two Christmases
In Keswick,
basically.
And then on the 26th, they're going up to Long Island.
Long
Island.
You got us long.
And then I'm going up. When am I going up, Mrs. Miller? I think I'm going up the 30th or the 31st, and then I'll spend the long weekend there, and then come back Monday.
Flying or driving?
Well, I would fly, but my wife wants me to drive, so I'm driving.
Got it.
I would fly.
Understood.
But my wife said you're going to drive, so
Understood.
I'm driving.
Understood.
You know how that works.
No. I understand.
I'm
then
thankful.
what are you doing for New Year's Eve?
We're going to be in Southampton.
There you go. Good for you. And you coming back when?
I'll be back Monday. So we're going to do the show Tuesday.
You need to take a little bit more time off.
Sound like my wife.
I've offered. There's a bunch of great folks. Michael Guthrie, when things are over, he'll sit in it. I'll sit in it. Quentin will sit in that. Go take some time off for your family.
Is Tuesday?
My ears are getting itchy, by the way.
It's okay. I wore that the other day. That's
man.
Tresemme number 4 residue.
Oh, great.
Over there.
Thanks.
What hairspray do you use?
Let's move on.
Do you use hairspray?
Let's move on.
We're
not talking hair. Let's move on.
Okay, sorry. Well, you have great hair. Are we back in the saddle on Tuesday? A week from today?
We'll be out in Seattle.
But we'll get you in virtually. Who's going to be in your saddle?
I don't know. I haven't figured that out yet. Okay. I haven't been able to convince somebody to come sit at this table yet. I haven't really focused on it.
Yeah, you haven't tried. Yeah, let me know.
But yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'll let you know.
Thank you, Mr. Smith.
It's almost Christmas, so I won't call you a pain in the ass, but you are a pain in the ass.
He's my friend Keith Smith.
That's my friend Jerry Miller.
This is our friend Judah Wickhauer.
Not only is he our friend, but he's like the man.
Judah, can you get your face on screen on the studio cam or the Judah cam? And just give him some Christmas cheer.
Yeah, I wish we had it.
There you go. There's Judah. Good job, Judah.
Yeah. We'll have a New Year's Eve drink together.
Okay.
So, I got to look at the calendar. New Year's Eve, New Year's Day is on the 1st. That's a Friday, isn't it?
I have no idea.
Yeah. Well, if Christmas is a Friday, New Year's Eve should be.
I don't even know what's happening tomorrow, frankly speaking. I got it here. New Year's Day is a Friday.
We're not doing that, right?
No.
Really?
Well, I mean, are you going to be in town?
I will be in town.
I'm going to be in Southampton.
So that's right. We have a New Year's Day tradition.
What is it?
So this is very Viennese, back from the days of. But what they'll do in Vienna on New Year's Day, they play the New Year's Day Vienna Philharmonic, and it's Strauss, and it's all these waltzes. I know this is right up your alley, but it's a lot of fun. And what we do is we drink champagne, eat smoked salmon. Yonna makes this thing called Liptauer, and it is
amazing.
Oh, it's like a spread, and then we'll pick up some really great bread from MarieBette, and so the Liptauer is kind of a cheese spread kind of thing, and it's absolutely gorgeous. And we'll make some liver dumpling soup.
She says we're having a New Year's Day brunch with Strauss music. Come on by.
Yeah.
And she said, no show on 1/1/2021, Keith, please. Yes, ma'am.
Did she really say that? Or
yeah,
you added that?
She really did say that. Keith and I like to do the show.
I'm thinking we can. Okay. I have to negotiate that with Mrs. Smith.
She's going to win.
Oh, without doubt.
Yeah. This is one of the best
11:30.
I
Gotta go.
I know. This was easy.
So what's going on at the midday show?
I got to figure that out now.
Well, my next appointment is.
Do you want to join us for a little bit? I'm happy to have you. I'm waiting for. I reached out to Nikisha White. She's the owner of Royalty Eats on Cherry Avenue, and she's building that whole Royalty brand. Oh, yeah. And I'm waiting to get her Skype ID for coming on the show. And I think Barb is going to come on the show. If you want to join us. I'd love to have you.
I got to look at my calendar.
Okay. But why don't we do this? We'll get off air,
yeah.
Dot the I's and cross the T's. I'll touch with him.
Well, I'm excited about that Cherry Avenue thing because, as you know, I'm super high on that Cherry Avenue corridor and doing all that stuff. So we'll talk off air. I think I've got appointments. I think Mrs. Smith wants me to actually go to work.
Yeah, I understand. Keith Smith, A-plus people, Judah Wickhauer, Jerry Miller, Real Talk. The show is archived on every social media platform possible, every podcasting platform possible. The Yes Team Realtors. I mean, this guy is as honest, character, integrity, and look at those ears, man. I mean, who doesn't want to buy and sell a house with the Yes Team when he's got ears like that?
So let's take a moment.
Yeah.
It's Christmas.
Okay.
Holiday season.
Okay.
We're at the end of 2020.
We are.
More than anything this year, whoever you see, let's just share some love. And I don't mean to sound corny or whatever, but, if you see somebody in need, help them out. Just be kind, be generous. That doesn't mean you have to spend money. Just be present in somebody's life. If you can't afford a present, just be present in somebody's life. Somebody that needs a little bit of presence. So.
And for 2021, we'll close on this. And this is a perfect mantra for the year that is COVID in 2020. Are you ready, everybody? Let me make sure I get this right. Yesterday is history. Tomorrow is a mystery. Today is a gift. That's why they call it the present.
There you go.
And that's a perfect mantra for 2020 and 2021. Yesterday is history. Tomorrow is a mystery. Today is a gift. That's why they call it the present.
So our gifts to our children is to be present with them for 2021.
Beautiful.
That's our gifts. You know, we're not.
Your daughters told me they wanted a house and a car.
Did you tell them I was broke?
No, you're not. He's Keith. He's Judah. I'm Jerry. This is Real Talk.
And it's 11:34.
I know. I could do this for all. I mean, we're going to do it for 24 hours. That's when we're really going to see if we get tired of each other. If we do a 24-hour talk show to raise $150K for the land trust, I think by 12 or 13-hour marker, we're going to see what really happens. My wife was asking, if you do a 24-hour telethon, how do you go to the bathroom?
Well, that's.
How do you eat?
Well, we eat it. That's
Well, we
easy.
would eat here.
We eat here. You say, "Hey, Smith, I got to use the head."
Oh, I thought you wanted me to use the pee pan under the desk.
No. And I'll cover the show for a few minutes.
Okay, and then I just...
We'll talk bad about you, right? Without a doubt.
Judah was asking, we got to figure... We'll figure it out.
Well, I've got a solution for Judah.
Oh, he's got a solution for Judah. All right, we got to get out of here. Merry Christmas, my friend. Christelle, Merry Christmas. You guys have a good one. Take care. This is Real Talk presented by the Yes Team Realtors. Judah, cue it up, baby. Good show, Keith.
Yeah, always. I had a lot of fun.
Thank you, Instagram.
It was the ears.